Welcome back to High Stakes. Today, we will be discussing the following MLB match that is happening on Monday, July 31st, 2023. We will be providing our team, total and prop picks for the day. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. If you want access to our premium picks, you can check out our Patreon page. Our Patreon is a way for you to support our channel and help us improve our content. You can find the link to our Patreon page in the description and comments section below. Cincinnati Reds vs Chicago Cubs. The Chicago Cubs have been doing very well at the plate throughout the season, as they are 10th in the sport with a .744 ops, while scoring 4.94 runs per game up to this point. They have done a decent job hitting home runs, as they are tied with the Chicago White Sox for 17th with 119 home runs thus far. Center fielder Cody Bellinger, .908 ops, 46 RBIs, has been dominating as of late, as he has a 1.139 ops with 6 home runs and 17 RBIs in his last 15 games. The Reds and Cubs are currently on opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to run differential. The Reds have a -6 run differential, while the Cubs have a massive +57 run differential. This difference is reflected in their recent offensive performances, as the Reds have averaged 3.67 runs in their last 6 games, while the Cubs have averaged 5.83 runs in their previous 6 games. Based on these numbers, it is clear that the Cubs are the better team at the moment. They are scoring more runs, and they are doing so more consistently. Therefore, I would recommend betting on the Cubs to win their next game. Since the All-Star break, both teams have been pitching pretty well, as the Reds rank 3rd in baseball with a 3.38 team ERA, while the Cubs are closer to average, as they are 17th with a 4.47 team ERA so far. Both bullpens have been doing decently well throughout the season, as Cincinnati ranks 15th in the sport with a 3.92 reliever ERA, while Chicago is right behind them with a 3.99 bullpen ERA. Go with the under in this game, as it seems to be the better play. Philadelphia Phillies vs Miami Marlins. After taking the series opener, the Phillies came up short in a high-scoring 6-7 final that was Game 2. The Phillies did most of their damage in the 4th inning, where they rattled off 4 runs. The runs came off a couple doubles from Brandon Marsh and Jake Cave. Despite having 8 hits on the day, Bryson Stott was the only Phillies player to log multiple hits. Aaron Nola got the start, and over 4.2 innings he struck out 6 batters and allowed 5 runs. RHP Taijuan Walker is slated to take the mound for his 12th road start of the season. The 30-year-old enters this game with an 11-4 record to go with an ERA of 4.06. He's been the most erratic on the road this season, as he's holding his highest ERA at 5.25. Both on the road and during night games, ball command has been a thorn in Walker's side, as he's walked 50 batters in just over 125 innings. Along with the high walk rate, Walker has allowed opposition to hit their strongest against him when he's throwing from the opponent's mound. In July, walks have persisted, as he's walked 13 batters in 4 contests. However, he's done well to limit the homers in July, having allowed just 2 over 23.2 innings. Even if the walks don't slow, Walker will look to hold the Marlins in check and eliminate any damage done from the long ball. The Marlins are a top 5 hitting team in the league, and they are even better at home under the lights. Walker has been inconsistent on the road this season, and the Marlins' disciplined approach at the plate should give them an advantage. Miami has not been great at extending hits, but they have been doing better in that regard this month. I expect the Marlins to find success at the plate and for Cabrera to pitch well at home, giving them the edge in this game. While both of these clubs have seen the ball well, on aggregate they simply haven't been able to take advantage. Walker has allowed homers on the road this season, but Miami isn't a home run style offense. Cabrera has raked in the Ks at home this season, and he'll have the wind at his back considering the Phillies' bottom 10 strikeout rate. What's more, the Phillies have been hitting below season average in July, while the Marlins are on track for their lowest home run hitting month. Don't expect too many fireworks here. Take the under 8 runs. Milwaukee Brewers vs Washington Nationals. Both of these teams are coming off of rough weekends, but I like for the Brewers to take care of business since they're sending their ace to the bump. I'm laying the 1.5 runs in this spot. Considering Corbin Burns' current form, it shouldn't take much to clear the run line in this game. On the flip side, the Brewers should have plenty of opportunities to score runs. In 5 starts this month, Jake Irvin owns a 5.40 ERA and 1.31 WHIP over 26.2 innings of work. That includes giving up 8 home runs. Furthermore, Washington's bullpen has been one of the worst units in the league this year. They're ranked 29th in both bullpen ERA, 5.40, and WHIP 1.50. Look for Milwaukee to stretch out their lead by at least 2 runs Monday night. I think the Brewers handle the Nats with ease in this one, but I still think we're in for the undercashing, especially at 9.0 runs. Mainly, it's due to Corbin Burnes and how dominant he has been recently. The right-hander has made 5 starts this month and owns a 1.64 ERA and 0.64 WHIP over 33.0 innings of work. Once he's done mowing down Washington, he'll hand it off to a Milwaukee bullpen that's 12th in ERA, 3.88, and 10th in WHIP, 1.27. That, of course, includes Devin Williams, who has been lights out this year. He's 26/28 on save opportunities. Ultimately, unless the Brewers go off for 9 runs themselves, we should cruise to an under Monday night. Our total pick is under 9 runs. Tampa Bay Rays vs New York Yankees. Tampa Bay enters this game ranked 2nd in the AL East and having won their previous 3-game series on the road against the Astros. In their most recent 8-2 win, Zach Littell got the start and the win for the Rays, throwing 5 innings and allowing 8 hits that resulted in 2 earned runs, while striking out 4. Erasmo Ramirez came in relief and threw the next 3 innings, recording a hold, leaving Jason Adam to finish the game up in the 9th. On the offensive end, the Rays totaled 12 hits and 8 runs in the game. Brandon Lowe led the offense, going 3-5 with a home run, while Yandy Diaz, Harold Ramirez, and Josh Lowe also had multi-hit games. Overall, it was a great win on the road for the Rays against a tough opponent in the Astros. New York enters this game ranked last in the AL East and having lost their previous 3-game series on the road against the Orioles. In their most recent 9-3 loss, Luis Severino got the start and the loss, throwing 3.1 innings and allowing 10 hits that resulted in 9 runs, while striking out 5 and walking 2. From then on, it was a bullpen game for the Yankees, which surprisingly held the Orioles scoreless for the remainder of the game. On the offensive end, the Yankees totaled 9 hits and 3 runs in the game. Jake Bauers and Harrison Bader had the team's only multi-hit games, while Bauers also had the team's only home run in the game. Overall, it was a tough loss for the Yankees as Severino had a terrible start and the offense could not recover. I am betting on the Tampa Bay Rays to win this game for a few reasons. The Rays are the better team overall and have more momentum heading into this game than the Yankees. They are coming off a series win against the Astros, and they have a slight edge on the mound in this game, with Tyler Glasnow facing off against Jarrett Cole. Glasnow has a 3.36 ERA, while Cole has a 4.77 ERA and has allowed 5 or more runs in his past 2 starts. The Rays' offense should be able to take advantage of Cole and build an early lead for them to ride in the late innings. I expect the Rays to score some runs on the base paths and with situational hitting, ultimately winning them the game. They won the last time these teams faced off, and I expect a similar outcome in this game. Taking the over in this game for a couple of reasons. Both teams are coming off games that went over their respective totals, and I expect that to continue in this game. Glasnow and German are serviceable, but they have below average ERAs on the season and tend to give up runs in the bunches. These offenses have also performed well as of late, with the Yankees enjoying the return of Aaron Judge, while the Rays still have one of the best offenses in baseball. In terms of trends, both teams have gone over in their past 2 games overall, and when these teams have faced off in the past, they have gone over in 8 of their past 10 meetings, including their past 5 matchups. For these reasons, I am confident in taking the over for this game. Baltimore Orioles vs Toronto Blue Jays. Things have gotten pretty tight in the highly competitive AL East over the past few weeks, and Monday's contest between Toronto and Baltimore marks the start of an important series. Part of the reason Toronto is looking up at the Orioles is because the Blue Jays haven't had any success against them so far this season. The Orioles are 5-1 against Toronto this year. That includes a dominant performance by Kyle Gibson against the Blue Jays back in May, when he fired 7 innings of 1-run baseball to earn the victory. Gibson's success against Toronto isn't limited to just this season, either. In 12 career starts against the Blue Jays, Gibson is 6-2. On the other side, Chris Bassett already got blasted by Baltimore once this season, lasting just 3 innings and allowing 11 hits and 8 earned runs. Players currently on Baltimore's roster are batting .371 lifetime against Bassett. With both offenses ranking highly in many offensive categories this season, I think this game will be close and come down to a mistake or 2 from the pitching staff. Baltimore's bullpen has a slightly lower ERA than Toronto's this season, and the numbers I listed above for Gibson give me confidence that he'll help his team get it done on Monday. Winning on the road is something Baltimore has been great at all season. I'm siding with the Orioles to grab another road victory on Monday. I like the under in this game. For the most part, Chris Bassett has settled down in July following a rough June when his ERA was over 4.50. Kyle Gibson is coming off a pair of quality starts in his last 2 outings. These are 2 veteran pitchers that should be able to step up in a big game that will have a playoff type of atmosphere. The under is 5-1-1 is the last 7 starts made by Bassett and 2-0 in the last 2 times Gibson has taken the mound. The under has hit in 4 of the last 6 games overall for Baltimore, and it is 5-1-1 in Toronto's last 7. Both teams rank in the middle of the pack in terms of home runs and stolen bases this season. The power numbers have been fairly inconsistent for both teams, and without Cedric Mullins in the lineup for Baltimore, I don't foresee a ton of production. It's going to be very close to the line, but I like the under.